Hello, everyone. If you're listening, as I always say, you know what time it is. It's time to wine with Wanda. Thank you for tuning in for episode 19. This has been going by so quickly and has been so much fun. So today we're traveling again to Italy because let's face it, you can never have too much Italy. And today we're talking about Prosecco, the world's most popular sparkling wine. So Prosecco, we pop the bottles, we toast with it, we use it as the base for our mimosas and bellinis and spritzes. But do we really know it? Prosecco is always there for us, but I really feel that we take it for granted. We just grab it. We don't think about what goes into making that sparkling wine. So this week is National Prosecco Week. And I am normally not a big proponent or promoter of these wine holidays, but Prosecco's different because it's so popular. I think it's a great way for people to understand wine and start with something that we all drink and enjoy. So today I have a very special guest who's going to be our guide for all things Prosecco, Lorenzo Rispoli. He's the export manager for Valdoca Cantina Produttore di Valdobbiadene. Italian friends, how did I do with the pronunciation? So they are one of Italy's largest and oldest producers of Prosecco, and Valdoca's sparkling wines are made with Glera grapes that are cultivated and vinified in the hills of Valdobbiadene. Now I'm going to say Valdobbiadene again because there's something I'm going to talk about a lot with Lorenzo, because those hills aren't just beautiful and scenic. They are a UNESCO World Heritage Site specifically because of their importance and significance in viticulture. So when you're drinking from Valdobbiadene, you're drinking something very special. So I'm going to pull Lorenzo in a second, but I'm going to tell you the wines that we're going to be tasting today. So we're going to start with the Prosecco DOC Extra Dry, available for $12.99. And then we're going to move on to a vintage Prosecco, the Millesimato Valdobbiadene Extra Dry Prosecco Superiore DOCG. So we're moving up a notch, and Lorenzo will tell us more about that. And then look at this beautiful bottle. This tells you right here, this is not a regular Prosecco. This is Rive di San Pietro di Barbosa Valdobbiadene Prosecco Superiore DOCG, and it retails for about $32.99. So I'm going to see if Lorenzo is on so I can add him. Oh, it doesn't seem that he's joined yet. So we're going to give him a moment. But anyway, I know you all love Prosecco. You know, we're having a heat wave here in New York. You know, Prosecco is great year round, but it is especially refreshing and delicious on these really hot, sticky, humid days. And I think we can add Lorenzo now. Here we go. Instagram, do your thing while I have my glass ready to sip. There he is.
Okay, hello, Wanda.
Hi, Lorenzo. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Now it's in Italy is 6 in the evening, Friday.
Aperitivo time, right?
A very good time for a drink, actually. Very good time for a prosecco. And I'm almost ready. I have the glass. I have to put the wine inside and taste it.
Yes, you know what? You should pour some, and we'll do a toast because it's Happy National Prosecco Week.
Yeah, definitely. Great.
So Prosecco is not just a day, it's a whole week of celebration. So why is it, do you think it's important to have this week-long celebration of Prosecco?
Well, it's good. Well, first of all, to improve the knowledge of Prosecco in the United States, which is a very important market for every Prosecco producer. So it's a good opportunity to make some communication, and I know that the Tutelari Consortium is doing this very well. So hopefully it will help in improving also the knowledge about the different
Great.
Proseccos.
Well, happy National Prosecco Week.
Thank you.
So let's talk a bit about Valdoca, you know, which is so interesting. One of the oldest, one of the largest.
Yeah.
Relatively new in the U.S. So I would love to hear a bit from you, a bit of the history of the winery and a bit of the winemaking philosophy for
Yeah.
Valdocca.
So first of all, we are a cooperative winery. That means that we are, it is 600 grape growers, 600 families for 1,000 hectares of vineyards. It was established in 1952, and since then it has developed to today cooperative. So we have deep roots in the history and in the tradition of making Prosecco. We have vineyards in different areas, and we are able to produce different qualities and denominations of Prosecco.
Wonderful. And I'm so glad you mentioned it as a cooperative, because I think people often don't understand that in Italy especially, cooperative wines can be made at a very high level.
Yeah, sure. And indeed, it is a big organization, but at the end, it is families. A cooperative is a group of families that put together their efforts. And it was established after the Second World War. So that time was particularly difficult for everybody. And since then it has developed a lot. And we always invest in improving all our procedures, all our techniques. And indeed, in the last year, it has been also done a lot of investments also towards sustainability. So that is producing wines, reducing the impact on the environment, and respecting the social and economic effect of the work. And we are, I think we are pioneer on this, and it is part of our responsibility.
Wonderful. Another reason I was...
Sorry, Wanda,
please, go ahead.
Just to give you an example, 2 years ago, it has been, we built and realized a new warehouse, an automated warehouse, which is 14 meters underground.
Underground, wow.
Yeah, because this is helps in reducing the visual impact of the building in the surrounding landscape. At the same time, we are realizing right now a battery of vats, which is underground as well. This is, again, to minimize the visual impact. We have a big photovoltaic system which was realized last year and gives energy to the bottling line, to the automated bottling line, and it is enough energy to work throughout the year.
That's
so this is the great attention that is throughout all the producing process. And with cooperatives like us, you have the control, the full control of all the producing steps, from the vineyards to the bottle. Mm-hmm. Indeed, our grape growers, we give them advices, help through agronomists every year to realize the quality standards that are required. And those who deliver outstanding quality receive an award for that.
Oh, so there's a real incentive to
maintain
standards.
Absolutely. This is just a few examples of the attention towards quality throughout all the steps.
Great. Well, another reason I was really excited about speaking with you, I've always felt like Prosecco, everyone knows it, but nobody knows it. In the sense that it's everywhere, we see it, people order it, but no one really thinks about what it takes to make a bottle like this. So I wanted to start with the grape Glera, and then from there talk a little bit about Vado d'Adene specifically. So tell me about Glera, which is kind of the heart and soul of the foundation.
First of all, Wanda, I would say, what is Prosecco? Okay. So Prosecco is not made in a specific region following a number of rules, strict rules. And indeed, it's not just one, but it is a few different denominations according to the producing area of the grapes. So we start from the DOC. I'll try to show you, if I'm able to do that, I'll try to show you a picture. Let's see if it works. Let me see if it works. Here we are. Can you see this?
Yeah, it's a little
more or less.
hazy, but I can more or less,
a quality pyramid, and on the base of the quality pyramid, we have DOC Prosecco. Then we have DOC Prosecco, DOC Prosecco Treviso. Then we have Asolo DOCG, it is a different denomination. Then we have Conegliano, Valdobbiadene, Prosecco Superiore. And on top of that, we have some cru wines, which are the Rive or the Superiore di Cartizze. So as you can see, it is not just one, but it is a segmentation. Yeah, exactly. And it depends on the producing area of the grapes.
Right.
And today we have 3 wines, and it is 3 different qualities. It is we have a DOC Prosecco, we have a Valdobbiadene Prosecco Superiore DOCG, and we have a Valdobbiadene Prosecco Superiore made from one single village, which is San Pietro di Barbozza.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about Glera. What makes this grape so specifically suited for making sparkling wine in the Charmat method?
Well, it is the grape. It is also the climate, and it is also the terroir. The 3 of them combine to make a wine suitable for making Prosecco. So a good acidity, an excursion of temperature between day and night, ventilation throughout the whole year. It makes this characteristic of acidity, freshness, and crispness, which are the main characteristic of Prosecco. You know that Prosecco is made in autoclaves, stainless steel vats. It's called Charmat. So it's a bit less complicated. Let's say it might seem easier than the traditional method, but this is the best way of making a wine like Prosecco, which is the characteristics of which are the easiness, fruitiness, and freshness.
And let's talk a little bit and aromas, of course. And so Valdobbiadene specifically, which is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, specifically because of the viticultural importance.
First year anniversary.
So we have to
July
celebrate
2019.
Oh my goodness. So a lot to celebrate this week.
As well,
So I've been there. It's absolutely beautiful. And
thank you. Yes,
So talk a little bit about
It's a great landscape. It's a fantastic landscape. The area between Valdobbiadene and Conegliano is not that big, but it is full of hills with steep vineyards, which are really fantastic, actually. It was awarded last year, acknowledged last year as a UNESCO World Heritage because the development of the vineyards was done in the respect of the original nature of the area. So it was a sustainable development of the vineyards.
Got it.
So it is a great landscape and great place to visit, and a great place to make wines. Indeed, we are also, from the climate point of view, we are in a special position because we are before the Alps. So from the Alps it comes the cold winds, and we are not far from the sea, and the gentle breeze, warmer breeze from the sea come and meet in this small corner of Veneto region, which is Valdobbiadene, and creates a climate, a microclimate, which is fantastic to make Prosecco.
Well, I think that's the perfect segue to start talking about the wine. So I think we should start with the Prosecco DOC Extra Dry. This is kind of your entry point, right, into your portfolio.
Yeah.
And this is, I'll show the bottle again. This is in the US about $12.99. So you can have your daily Prosecco. It's very affordable. So really, even coming out the glass, very fresh, lively, little floral fruits,
Yes,
very fruity.
it's fresh, fruity. Again, easy to drink with um, apple, ripe pears, citrus notes on the finish,
Hmm.
and that makes a wine which is very easy to like to drink and to match with different food and situations. We can just have a glass of prosecco on its own, or we can match with a different food. It's great with appetizers, but it can be enjoyed throughout the whole meal with different, really very different
No, it's
food
true. People forget
dishes.
that it's not just for toast or for, making your, bellinis and spritzes, that it is a food one. Like I love it like with the frito misto. I've also
Yeah,
had risotto made with a bit
yep,
of prosecco in
definitely,
it.
definitely.
So really is a great food pairing wine. What's interesting about this, if the tech notes I received were correct, it also has a bit of Pinot Grigio and Chardonnay,
Yeah,
about
yeah,
15%. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that
exactly.
adds a little more lushness and roundness to this.
Yeah, a little bit more structure
Yeah,
to the wine, and yeah, uh, I think so. Yeah.
really very nice, very nice. So the second one we'll talk about is, and forgive my pronunciations, Malisimato Vado di Adene Prosecco Superiore DOCG.
All
So
right, perfect.
Malisimato means the vintage. This is a
Means the
vintage
vintage.
Prosecco.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah. This is our flagship wine, and it is coming from the region in Valdobbiadene,
Okay.
which, as I said, it is the core production area. It is also it has a reduced yield per hectare, and it's even richer in aromas.
Definitely.
It's very elegant. It's longer in the mouth, and again, it's very easy to drink. We can match with different food, and also with those food dishes which are usually difficult to pair with, like the spicy food, like
Ah,
dishes from Asiatic cuisine. This is
true.
also yeah, a good possibility.
And you
This,
lived in Japan for a year,
oh
I
yes,
read, and you speak Japanese. So,
yes.
is there a popular Prosecco culture in Japan? Is it very popular there as well?
But not yet that popular, but we are working on
You're working on it. You're
that.
going to make it happen. I'm going to show this bottle again. So, again, just for $5 more for $17.99, you're getting a vintage wine from Vado di Adene. Beautiful structure, body. There's a richness to this, but still that acidity and that crispness is
Yeah,
there.
I think that the acidity and the crispness in it's nice because it's it's the reason why it can be matched with many different foods because it cleanses the palate and prepares it for the next bite for the
Exactly.
next dish.
It's true. And it sometimes it's so difficult. I think people forget about, you don't want the wine to overwhelm the food,
Yeah,
right? They
yeah.
they need to go together so that
No,
you can
indeed, yeah.
enjoy your meal and still enjoy the nuances of the
Yeah,
wine.
indeed, the Prosecco does not overpower the food, and it tends to exalt it.
Yeah. Well, this bottle is just
Yeah,
so beautiful and so pretty. So now we're getting into the cru, which
yeah,
in Valdobbiadene ad Rive. So this is
yeah.
Rive de San Pietro di Barbossa,
Barbosa.
Valdobbiadene, Prosecco
Perfect.
Superiore, DOCG Brut. Now the
Yeah,
first two were extra dry, I believe,
yeah,
correct? This
exactly.
is
This is a
Brut.
pretty different tasting profile. San Pietro di Barbozza is a small village in
Mm-hmm.
Valdobbiadene, and this wine is made with grapes grown only in that area. So it's an expression of that terroir. Let's say that the one in the DOCG in the black bottle that we tasted before
Mm-hmm.
is an expression of the winemaker. This one is an expression of the terroir in San Pietro di Barbozza.
Are you able to make this every vintage or only in the best vintages?
Okay.
Or
We are able to make in every vintage, but the sub-denomination Rive, this is Rive di San Pietro di Barbozza, it is something that has been fixed by the tutelary consortium. So it is the tutelary consortium that identified 43 smaller areas in Valdobbiadene with very steep slopes where there is the best terroir to make Prosecco. And it is possible to call it Rive.
Rive. And how many bottles of this do you make? Because it is such from a specific area.
Annually, I think we are 80,000 bottles.
Wow. Which for Prosecco, that's small production.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So this is about $32.99 in the US. And again, this is such a beautiful gift to give someone who likes Prosecco, but maybe you want to take them to the next level. So this is 100% Glera from that specific vineyard.
Wanda, I'll try to show you another thing. Let's see if it works.
Okay, great.
Let me. Here we are. Okay. This is just an example, just to show you how it is the landscape in the Rive area. So very, very steep. It's kind of heroic viticulture because here you have to climb. You have to climb to take care of the vineyards.
Yeah, this is really lovely.
Unique place which makes a unique wine.
Yeah, you still have that freshness, but I'm getting also a bit more kind of herbal flavors here.
Yeah, it's more flowers, more minerality. Yeah, it's a different tasting. Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Also,
wow,
it's
really,
it's very rich in aromas.
True, and I think it's so important. Today we've shown in a very brief number of time, we could go on and on. That's why Prosecco is a week-long celebration. As you said, Prosecco is not just a sparkling wine from Italy. It's a wine that expresses a place, a culture, a terroir in different ways, right?
Yeah.
So I think I may know your answer to this next question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So I ask all of my guests, when I chose the name Wine with Wanda, it wasn't just about sharing a glass of wine. In English, also, when we whine about something, we complain about something.
Okay.
So I always ask everyone, is there something related to wine that you want to whine about? Is it a misconception that people have maybe about Prosecco? A trend about Prosecco that you would like to see go away? Is there something you want to get off your chest, Lorenzo, and shout out to the world?
No, it's there should be, and we are working on that, more knowledge on Prosecco, because, for example, not all the consumers know the differences between Valdobbiadene and Valdobbiadene DOCG and Prosecco DOC, and this is something that, together with the institutions, we hope to develop in the future.
Great. Well, before we go, because some folks just joined, I'm going to show the bottles before we say goodbye. So this is the DOC Extra Dry, about $12.99. This is the Vintage, also Extra Dry Millesimato, which is $17.99. And then this really special Rive, this beautiful bottle, really impressive wine, $32.99. So Lorenzo, I want to toast with you. So happy Prosecco week.
Just give me a second because I'm not ready. But 1 second only.
No problem. I think we have a lot of Prosecco fans out there. That's one advantage that Prosecco has. It is a wine that 99.9% of people, when they taste it, they like it. They enjoy it. So you've already won more than half the battle. Now we just need you to understand there's a real artistry to this wine, and it's such an important part of the region and the culture. So think a little bit more about your Prosecco and branch out. Spend a little more and try the different levels of Prosecco from that quality pyramid. And you'll be pleasantly surprised by the nuance, the finesse, the different flavors that you get. I think Lorenzo's ready to toast.
Yes, I am.
Great.
Great. So, thank you very much, Wanda.
Thank you. Happy National Prosecco Week, month, year, all the good stuff.
Okay, you too. Thank you so much.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.